Hello everybody, this is Cyber here. I haven't made a video in a while, so I decided, how about I make an overview of everything so far. So, I do once again apologize for last month's really bad uptime, but I think we got everything figured out and I have compensated y'all, I think, decently enough for the troubles that y'all have had. And so this video is going to basically give an overview of why choose us. So, at Dropd2, we aren't just, oh, hey, here's an item manager. Here you go. It does what it does. No, we go. I feel that we go way beyond that. We are. We immerse ourselves into Diablo. Look at this. Have you looked at other droppers that are all bright and they're all like just they're plain. They're not into the Diablo like we are. Not only is it a dropper, but we've looked upon past that and looked at what features that would be amazing. So first, I do want to do one thing that we have updated our security a tad bit. We do monitor IP addresses now. So if you do share an account, be careful with who you share your account with, and letting you know that, hey, if something does go awry, it might block you from access if you usually log in from, let's just say, for the hell of it, California, United States of America, and then the next second you log in all the way in New York City. It's going to block that access. So do be aware if you're using VPNs or proxies and you're accessing our account, make sure it's the same. Like, let's just say you don't log in for 24 hours and you show up in a different state. That could be something else. Just do be wary of that. A lot of people have been having problems with logging in. Remember, everything is case sensitive. Your username and password are case sensitive. So if you're using a mobile phone or a tablet, they usually auto-correct and capitalize the very first letter. So make sure that you type everything correctly. So I'm going to act like I just bought an account for Dropd2. I'm going to log in. First time logging in, if I remember my password. Hey, there we go. So the first time, I usually give you random letters and numbers and sometimes symbols. You're not going to remember that. So we're going to go over to main menu and change password. So we're just going to act like, hey, I need to change my password. So we're just going to change our password real quick and hit update. Oh. Is it that password? It's pretty bad that I just logged in. There we go. Update our password. So now we log in with our new password. Second thing we need to do, we need to add our Diablo mules to it, of course. So I'm going to go over here to my other monitor, get our account that I have prepared, add mule, and since it saves our password, all I gotta do is change the account name, because most of the time all of our mules are the same password. Just hit log mules. This is going to be as live as it gets. As you can see, one started up but one didn't. Oh, now they go. Both of them are logging in. As soon as these get done, I'm going to probably cut off a little feed of this. It went through the live updating and it's done. So we're going to come over here, hit commit mule, and added 14 mules. So next thing while we're here, let's say you have a reseller. As I've added to this thing, I'm allowed to have one user active. I'm just going to name it YouTube and reseller or something, or wherever you want to put there. And then we'll make a random thing. What you can do is like just do YouTube view and do view and then add, and that you can give this account away out so people can log in and all they will be able to do is view your items. They cannot drop your items. Just no FYI if you want to do that. Or let's just say it's a actual reseller, we just hit drop and update it. Or this, you're trying to find resellers and you're like, oh, this guy isn't doing good. We'll just disable him, update. And then for the disabling it take effect, you gotta move pages and come back. Then you can add another user, and you can do this over and over and over again, as much as you want, really. And so that takes care of that. The next thing, let's go here. SQL reports, they are an extra feature that we add, so we're going to go to YouTube. And usually if you buy these reports, I just give you all of them, just in case you want to switch them. You don't have to come ask me to add these or not. So I'm US East Softcore Ladder. Let's go to our runes. I have very small runes on those two. Go to our uniques. I'll tell you all this. Rares, torches, annies, undeeds, all this good stuff. And if I had reseller activity, like if someone dropped something, it would be here. So that I know it doesn't explain a whole lot, but it does explain the overview of our report system. Next, let's go to our category. If you had different realms, they would all show up here. Like, we support every single thing. So we're going to go to our expansion. So first things first, it's like, let's read this. This kind of helps with our search function. It gives you a little overview. So since we have these, we can click on them and just go through each one of them until we find it, or we can just search it. I want to look for Nagels, and it will actually auto correct it if you want it. This is all of our Nagels. Let's say I just need 2 Nagels, and I need now a chance card for gloves, and 2 of those. Click on it. Oh, I put change guard. Okay, there we go. Now we can do that, or we can hit the select button and select all 4. And for this, the next thing we want to do is explain our lists. So we have an item list where you can copy and paste this and post it in JSP, or you can take this and it will do the coloring and all that good stuff for you. Or you can use this trade image. So first, we see this max picture width. This is numbers only, and it's in pixels. So usually what I try to do is use resolutions like 720, 1080, 4K, stuff like that. You can play with it. It doesn't have to be resolutions, but I do say don't go under 500 because then it's going to time you out because the server's trying to trade image that it cannot. And we have a timeout limit up to 5 minutes, so it can take up to 5 minutes for you to able to access your account again. It's just because you input in the wrong numbers. Just a little FYI. So for these 4, we'll do 1080. And we want to keep them together, so we'll sort by item type and hit trade list. Wait for this. We see our little red thing here. Oh, there it goes. Click on it. Oh, that was actually really good. And then we can just take that image URL and paste on JSP and say, hey, selling these. Or let's just say we have a GG rare. Let's just say this is GG rare. I'm only going to sell this. Once again, you can go up here and use either one, or you can do, it is, depending on your computer and the security settings that you have, this can or can't work. So what you'll do is hover over it where it shows the actual picture, then right click. And what will happen is that, there we go, it'll upload a pretty decent picture of itself as a single picture. And you can do that too, if you want that. Let's just say, or let's change this up. Let's just find everything. I highly suggest only do this when you don't have a lot of items like we have here. I'm just going to select the first 50, and that will select from the top to the 50th item, of course. We'll go to trade image. I want to sort by item type. Oh, no, not for this one. Let's say 3300 trade list. There we go. And wait for imager to pull up. Oh shit. That actually worked really nice again. Wow. And there's all those. Let's just say, for example, I wonder if I can find this post real quick. Probably not. You'll see some people, they'll post pictures where it'll be cut off. If I could find one real quick, I don't know. It just takes practice, I guess you would call it. Let's just say one of these were cut off. So, and it's like, oh, I don't want to post that. So all you have to do is hit the close button, untick one, tick it back, go back in there, and let's just try a different number. For the sake of it, let's try 2,500. This time we'll sort by item type and hit trait list. And it's just a little thing that you gotta just play around with to get better at. Oh, perfect example right there, cut off. We're like, oh, that sucks. So you just gotta untick it, click it back, and boom, we can make a list again. So next feature that we've added, me myself, I drop a shit ton of Hammerden packs. I mean a shit ton, because I'm gearing Hammerdens a shit ton. So me personally, I usually gear 3 at a time. So I type in Shaco and go over here 3. I usually automatically make all my rune words, so all I have to do is this: call to arms 3, fort. Well, we want to do stone or fort and not fortune, because that is a ring. So that'll do that kind of stuff. War and Trav. Oh, I didn't hit shift. And Trav. Let's just see what this brings up. Let's just imagine I typed all my Enigma shit out. I mean, all my Hammerden shit out I wanted to find. And then, oh, we have some stone on here. Let's just say I want to drop, since I'm dropping this a shit ton, I don't want to type all that out. So we see this little search with a arrow down. We're going to hit that. And, oh, I forgot, I've already made one. Let's just, for the sake of it, just delete it. And call it Hammered again. Now, let's just say I have a reseller. I don't want them to see the save search. So I'll save it to myself and not tick it, because if I tick it, it shows it for every user. And hit save. So all I have to do is tick on it, and it will start searching it again. So if I do go to another page, or I move to a tablet or anything like that, I can just go onto it and be like, oh, this person needs a Hammerden set. Hit search, hit that, let it load up real quick, and once it loads, it'll show how many results. So I just hit select and select 40, and it'll select them all, then hit drop. And I hate that little thing. There we go. Firefox sucks. And then drop it into whatever I want, and that solves that. And you can add this, you can change that. When you do add things, you cannot leave the first one blank. Or can you? Or is it the other way? Yeah, it's when you have multiples, I believe. So, like, you can only have one of them. Yeah, you can only have one of them unlimited. For that. I forget things sometimes. So I want to find unlimited of those, all of ours of that. So that's how you would do that kind of stuff. Just a little FYI to explain a few things. You just hit the minus. Over here, let's just say you have a shit ton of accounts. Our account listing only goes up, it only shows the last 100 accounts that were uploaded. So if you have a shit ton of accounts, it will show up right here on this list. But you need to go to the very bottom. You just click on this, and it'll show your whole list. So you can just go through. This is all that. That should be automatically explained. That is small charm, and that is grand charm. For this kind of stuff, we made new things like the graphics, skill, life, name, and for small charm, it's like other things: graphics, life, mana, res, and foreign, I think it is. And then you can even choose F, non-F. And then if you want to search for a different color or graphics, you can do that too. And I believe that explains that kind of stuff. So we have and, which ends in. We have that equals or. We have and not if we don't want to search for fortune, like I used earlier. We have question mark if it's a singular to life, and I want to make sure it's in the 50s. So 50 to 59, you could do that. But we can just type it like that. We'll find everything to life. And you can also do, let's just say I have a shit ton of accounts. I want to find all the +2 blank skills. You can type it like that, and it'll be like +2 to Barbarian, Amazon, that kind of stuff. Oh, look at there. See? You see how it says +2 in the front, then skills in the back? That's how the star works. That's the in total compass of +2. I guess you'd call it like that. And I believe that explains everything of that. But like I said, we are trying to work on it as much as possible. Oh, another little thing, if you want to view topics, we have our own little topic system on here. You can create one, and you can show it to everyone, or you can lock it to your category so only you and your resellers can see it, and you can name it whatever you want. Like we have a suggestion box, due date displayed on the account page, and our compensation for our downtime last month, which I compensated. And that is kind of that kind of stuff. If there's any more questions, I try to be as active as possible, but I do have real life and stuff. But I usually have my phone on me, and I try to answer as many questions as I can, if it's not already described in a YouTube video. Thank you, and I hope to be of service of everyone that I can.